podcast to everyone. I'm Ada from Pozandorp, and today we have an interesting musician and band, Michal from Nemuer. First of all, how are you?
Hello, Ada. Nice to meet
Hello.
you, and I'm glad that I can be part of this.
It's a pleasure. And I was going to things right now there.
Sorry, I didn't.
I was going to things for now there.
Oh yeah, you mean like in general, or?
Yeah. No, not in general. Mainly just like, how are you? I was going to things over there.
Yeah, a lot of work actually. So there's like many people around me. They're like very anxious about war, about COVID, about everything, and I don't know if it's stupid of me, but now I'm so immersed with work that I don't even sort of have time to worry.
No, but that's good. So it's not stupid. It's good.
Yeah. Perhaps I should, but
no. I think we should do what we want. Just we are free until we feel good. So I want to start speaking about, of course, Nemuer, but mainly how the project started. I know it started in 2014. It's a really particular project that it's you can say dark folk. I can say like that because it has a really dark atmosphere.
Yeah, it started like that, and then it later evolved in something that perhaps we could call like dark ambient folk or something like that.
So just how the band started and how the project started.
Yeah, well, like as you said, it's a long time ago, like 2014. So at the time I had many ideas about doing something acoustic because earlier I had metal background, but I wanted to express something else, and then I started listening to That Can Dance and projects like that, and also I had an internship in Finland. And I got some inspiration, not from music, but from the surroundings. And basically, when I came back from the country, I just decided to start something like that. And my girlfriend, I asked her to be a guest on the album.
That's beautiful. It's the first album,
Irenta Stream. Yes. And at the time I had no idea how it would work out. So many songs were just improvised at the spot in a studio. And like I said, it has evolved so much since then. I think
because as I see through the albums, there are as well in the topic a change as well. Because one thing that I read really interesting that you're take inspiration from mythology, but not one mythology, different, like Egyptian, Babylonian, Mayan. I mean, it's really vast, the topic. So why you choose just to go like so, on this huge background, not just focus on one topic like a lot of bands probably does?
Yeah, well, I always don't like to talk about what my music is about, and I prefer my music to talk for itself. But if there is one message that our music has, it's about expanding your own limits and about exploring. And that's one of the reasons why I like to cover multiple cultures, and why it is sometimes like very sad to see that some people think that pagan music is neo-Nazi music or something like that.
No,
and there are
oh my God.
Yes, there are many
sad. It's sad because,
and I'm really looking forward to actually step from this Nordic album that we have done to something else.
Yeah.
Because I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And it's probably one, or well, it's definitely one of my most favorite, topics and cultures and mythologies. But yes, unfortunately, Norse mythology has the tendency to be connected.
But I think that a little bit in the world, because like I told you before, I have a friend in the music scene, and they as well they play and with the Northern mythology and the Northern culture. And right now I'm seeing that they are going really, it's opening a new ways of seeing this music. Of course, people still put it look like again we close to Vikings era, which is not I think more main spiritual, but musician like I don't know, for example, Jonas, Nebula, or Rappengrimmer, maybe you probably know, and Schau, Braten. They put these new things. So I think that what you said before, we're going through a new way of people see the Northern mythology, or for example, the mythology itself, not like something neo-Nazi, like someone try to do with the other genre of metal. Then we don't say it's better just to keep on positivity. But I want to ask as well, since you take inspiration, we can see from the mythology itself, is just a historical side, or there is as well, because like you said, a spiritual side of this?
Definitely there is spiritual to me, and I think it was like even before I knew what I would do, and because to me music always was about connection to something, like something beyond. And that actually goes to the name of the project.
And I wanted to go there, the name of the band.
Because Nemuer, it's from ancient Egyptian word. It's ancient Egyptian deity that was mediator between God and people, between gods and people. And that's for me something that sort of music represents. Like you can touch something divine.
Exactly. It's like a musician when you play music. Like for example, when I listen to your music, Nemuer music or other bands, I use it like, for meditating, for example, which is an exchange. So they took the right word. Maybe I will use it, like I will write it somewhere. And of course, as well, I read that your concert as like you can say ritual itself. So how it's we can say settled concert, a gigs of Nemuer.
What do you mean? How it is?
Like it's going like a ritual. There is like a specific way of playing that you use, or just is like a ritual itself that came spontaneously.
Yeah, well, I think as it is in all those like atmospheric projects, to me immersion is the most important. So as long as the immersion is not broken, then and I can see people like being in the flow, really feeling it, then I think I'm doing my job, and then I love what I do. I mean, I will enjoy it anyway. To me, the playing alone is very fulfilling, and I'm in the flow. But to see the other people enjoying it and sort of coming everything together, that's great.
Yeah. So making a step back to the first album that you mentioned for Iran Toll's Dream. I will be a mess with the name. I told you before, but it's fine. So how it was, the release of the first album, because of course, like you said, you changed that. There is like an evolving of the sound, because there are a lot of different, like you said, there is the Labyrinth of the Druids, there is as well someone based on Babylonians. Like I wanted that, I leave the word to you just to do like, you can say, journey through the evolving of your sound.
Yeah, well, we started very raw. We started, and it was, like, it was my intention at the time. I just wanted to be like, no effects, to just be as close to, this primitive kind of music as possible. And I even got criticized often for it, because of being too simple, etc. Me coming from metal and jazz background.
Okay.
But later, I started adding more effects, started applying more like technical things that actually I think resulted in much better sound and much more immersive experience.
Okay.
I very much changed my opinion on that, and now I just think that whatever works in terms of immersion, and it should be used. So I'm doing my best to create the experience so that you can connect as best as possible.
Yeah.
And
so yeah,
with raw sound, it's not so easy for everyone. So
and then for example, of course, there are with the for album to release, as any people that will see this interview or anyway that will be interested to listen Nemuer, maybe they would, for starting, in your opinion, which would be the best album to listen or song? Because mainly when you say album, people say, oh, it's full album, so let's go straight to the song. I know it's not easy, but if you are the composer, so the best advice of you.
Well, I don't even have to think about it. I would recommend not listening to the old albums at all.
Okay.
I would just tell them to listen to the latest album.
Okay.
And since I'm progressing all the time and evolving, even that is not not good enough for me, because the stuff I'm working on right now is at so much higher level that.
So basically right now, so you're working on your material.
Yeah. Actually, on 2 albums and possibly a short film, but
really? That's really interesting.
I'm slowly migrating to from songwriter / musician to a composer. So I'm slowly shifting towards that.
Yeah.
But with Nemuer, we're working on one collaboration album with a trailer music composer. So that will be something like very different and
particular as well. Yeah.
I'm very curious about how our fans will actually digest that, because
it's like new things to prove. But of course, if the soul of the band is that, so the soul of the music, you could change the experimentation, but the soul is of Nemuer is always, like you said.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that one will be like up tempo and way more like dynamic, because of the collaboration, and again in Nordic theme.
Okay.
So that's one thing. And then I'm working, but for many years actually, on the Egyptian album.
Wow.
Which will be like I would say like proper full Nemuer
for the
album.
name. For the name. Yeah,
and that one I think
it will be like a big release.
Special.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Because there will be a big release that the Egyptian album will be like I think that fan will expect, because Nemuer, since like you say it's Egyptian, it will be like it's a proper album. And
that's where it all was headed from the beginning. So to me, it's like the greatest challenge that I could imagine.
Yeah. And like about instrumentation, for example, as like a folk atmospherical band, you go like with the ancient instrument as well, or you use as well, like for example the keyboards effect, something like that.
Yeah, that's the thing that basically came with the latest album. I combine all of those. I always like to use the solo instruments, like the ancient instruments, so because of their authenticity and the unique sound they have. But I like to add some synths and some electronics in the background.
Okay.
I try to do very subtly, but lately I've been actually working on my own like synths made of real instruments.
Mm-hmm.
So it is electronic, but it's organic sound. So,
Yeah.
for instance, I record flute and I do a lot of different modulations,
Yeah.
and it sounds like a synth pad, but it came from the instrument. So it still has the soul, and it actually fits better to the whole song.
The whole scenario of the music. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said that you're coming from a metal background. So how do you feel? I mean, to go from a metal background, because I don't know, it's like these two, not opposite world, but a little bit, because maybe metal is more like, you say all the time tough, and going to folk is more spiritual and meditating world. How do you see yourself in this journey? It was hard for you putting like a challenge yourself to play and actually feel that type of music as well?
I think it really depends on the kind of metal.
Okay.
There definitely is there are very atmospheric genres of metal, and also in folk there can be like very heavy stuff. And actually some people told me that some of our music, that it sounds like metal with acoustic instruments, which which is interesting.
Yeah, like a new genre of folk. I mean, not folk metal already exists, but folk atmospheric, darkness, like a new sound, Nemuer sound.
But lately I actually found out that our music fits best to cinematic genre, which I didn't really realize, but it sort of makes sense. It's like, yeah, it's very versatile genre, or
yeah. It can be listened to, can be applied to several, you can say, background and scenario as well. And regarding, of course, the influences of, first of all, the band, so Nemuer, which are the main influences, musical, or can be as well as spiritual, or can be as well, it's up to you.
Yeah, well, musical, I would say definitely Dead Can Dance.
Okay.
That was like, turning point in in my mind. It was just like it basically changed the way I perceived music, and sort of was able to get the deeper levels, and that's actually what I like about our music and about its listeners, because they cannot really listen to it with their mind that much, like more with their soul, I would say, or their spirit. So currently I'm trying to do like both, so that you can sort of enjoy it at multiple levels, but there has to be the deep one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then speaking about now your personal influences, because of course Nemuer with folk and metal, but mainly like you, like Michael, which are your personal influences? And for this you have to pick me up, okay, because everyone asks me every time, and I said 5 bands, 5 albums that really influence you since you were, I don't know, a kid until today. Just feel free to express your, even jazz, everything. It doesn't have to be metal.
It's tough to choose only 5, but yeah, well, Buckethead, and I would say album Kolma.
Okay.
Probably Opeth, the old stuff.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Herbie Hancock, that's more of the jazzy stuff. just to make it more.
Your
Well,
music.
well, from classical music, I could pick so many things, but
Yeah.
of course, Requiem of Mozart, that's been a great inspiration.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful.
I often re-listen it, and there's so much to learn and so much to
Yeah.
feel from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I named 4, right?
It's amazing. Yeah. Just okay, last one. The first one, okay. Even I don't know. The last one, things you heard on what I was saying on the stereo. Yes. Once on the stereo.
I can recommend something new.
Yeah, sure.
Then I definitely recommend Value Namai.
Okay.
And it's actually a friend of mine and a really ingenious project, Lithuanian sort of pagan techno.
Really? Oh my god, I'm interested. Link me the band. Read me the name of the band. It's really interesting. Pagan techno. Never heard that.
It's amazing.
Completely new. I was like, what the fuck? You blew my mind. Completely never heard that. That's cool. So, as well, of course, I mean, right now after all the COVID block, whatever we had, now we start again to play live. So, I wanted to ask you before the future gigs where you're going to play, if you have any good memories about some gigs you had in the past.
Well, I have good memories on most of the gigs, and actually, even we've had some gigs where there were, for instance, very few people, but really intimate atmosphere.
Like a proper ritual. A proper ritual.
Yes, we've had many. We've played at so many weird places as well. Like castles, but also in a squat. It was like very unofficial. Yeah, somewhere in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And,
That should be fun as well.
In the stables that were turned into a stage, actually like a proper stage.
Yeah, basically
in a cave as well, and I think
you play everywhere. You play in any places any places. I don't know. Maybe in a building, on the roof of the building, or on a hill. I don't know. And regarding the next gigs, when we are going to see you, but I mean, you have planned already some gigs. I read about one French. I think it's called
French Viking.
That's amazing. I'll be there for sure. So that's an amazing festival. Cool. Yeah, it's an amazing festival. So what about the others? So when fan can see you?
Well, for this year there are not so many, but I'm glad, all things considered.
Yeah, of course.
So we've had one already in Czechia, then there should be one in Slovakia. It's actually a reenactment Viking festival.
It's always fun. It's always fun,
yeah. And then there should be one in Poland, Castle Party. It's actually very, very, very nice festival. I mean, I've known that one even like way before my Nemuer, so I feel really happy for Nemuer to actually play there. Because at the time, like when I was playing in metal band, I would never dream of playing with this kind of music that I make nowadays to play at that festival. Yeah. So it looks like also that is sort of evolving and people getting interested in various different kind of genres, and that's great.
Yeah, and then we see at French festival. I think it's
Yeah,
gonna be in September, probably. So, yeah.
it should be, I think,
Yeah.
September 18th. That one I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to.
Yeah, there is a great lineup there. Yeah, and I think it's organized by Nemuer. They are the ends over there. Yeah, I met you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for that one. There is Michal playing there, Michal Braten. So yeah, it's gonna be really an amazing. An amazing lineup, because sometimes it's good to be all around these people that you know but you never met actually. So it's like being all around. I do you remember? So.
Yeah.
And speaking about what do you expect from the future of Nemuer? What you would like, for example, a dream, for example, will happen if you'll be able to rely on that this will happen for Nemuer, like it's a sort of manifestation, let's say, since we're speaking about spirituality.
That's a really good question, and but you mean like in terms of festivals, or in terms of
just what you would like in something really that you would like that happens to Nemuer?
Well, I would just like if there were more more gigs and festivals with proper atmosphere, and with that would actually allow us to make the experience as best as possible, as immersive as possible. Because I know some festivals, I will not name them, but I know that some artists in the same genre, they complain that their music just was interrupted by drunk people, etc. So to me, I would probably like to see more festivals that actually respect the atmosphere, and but that's up to people as well. So
yes, and just I don't say like to give an advice to the young generation, but if you could give an advice to the people, for example, they listen just metal, to moving a little bit to listen to the folk. How would you try not committing what would you like to feel to say to them?
Well, I think I would just try, with something in between.
Okay.
Like maybe some metal bands using some special instruments, or like slowly to get them
into the complete
but I've never said that what we do is folk. Actually, it's just hard to really
but so since we are at the end of the interview, I just want to say greetings to all the Nemuer fans and followers, and I don't know, just a general greetings.
Yeah, well, thank you for listening, and keep doing what you love, keep listening to what you love, and
so
I don't have any wisdom prepared. So
meditate more.
Just stay yourself and do what you love, and be persistent in it. So that's what I'm doing, and
that's good.
And I can see the results, and
So what can I say? So Michael, it was really a pleasure, and I really like, for speaking for me, the music you're doing, and I really looking forward to listen to the further music that is coming, especially the Egyptian one, which I really like. Egyptian mythology, and well, maybe we will have a big interview with all the French team band playing there. Yeah, I can contact them and make like a 10 bands, one interview, like a question for each. So let's see you in September then, and thank you so much, and wish all the best for the next gigs. And still
looking
congratulations
forward.
for the music.
Looking forward to. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
And yeah, see you
soon.
at the fest.
Greetings to your wife.